Hello, and welcome to the next episode of the Robin Banks Developer Diary. Got quite a few neat things to show off here. Just felt like it was time to do another video. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it. So one thing you can see right away that I've done is the entry sequence into the bank, where the player automatically moves into the bank, the door locks behind him, and one of the side tunnels gets closed off. So go ahead and reset it. You can see this come in right away. Here we go, and I'm in. And you see the side tunnels have been locked off, the bottom one. The arcade game will, sometimes it locks off the bottom one, sometimes it locks off the top one. I haven't quite figured out what the pattern is for that. Still need more research on that. But that has been implemented, and the exit doors do block you, so you can't get out yet. You might also notice I have implemented the green gates. So there are 4 green gates in the game. 2 of them are right here in the middle, in this area right here. These are always there, and they open and close and stop you from moving through. The other 2 gates actually rotate around, and they follow a set pattern. There's kind of one starts on the left, one starts on the right, and they more or less rotate in kind of a clockwise fashion before resetting. So those are in place, and those are moving, and they follow the same pattern that the arcade game uses, which took me a little while to figure out, but it wasn't too bad. At first I thought they were random, but then I sat there watching the arcade game and realized, oh, they're actually following a pattern. So I went ahead and got that pattern down, and that's nice and everything. So those are working. Mostly, there's one little glitch with these, and is that while they stop you, when they open up, you should keep moving. So I need to preserve the prior direction of movement and resume it once the gate opens, which is something that is incorrect right now that I will need to fix some point down the line. But the green gates pretty much do what they're supposed to do. I'm not sure if the timing is right. I might need to play the timing, but the functionality is fine. And the other thing I've been working on, I got a lot of this done this morning, is to start working on giving the player the ability to lock the doors. And I decided to work on the vertical doors first because they're the simplest to deal with. And the reason they're the simplest to deal with is because the horizontal lock doors can interact with the green gates. And I need to do some research with the arcade game to figure out exactly how the horizontal lock doors and the green gates interact with each other to make sure that I get that right. But the vertical doors will never interact with the green gates, so those are quite a bit easier to deal with. And I have them here, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll lock this one in the corner. So there's a door, and it will go away after a second. It goes into kind of a blink state and then disappears. I don't think the timing is right on that yet. I think those doors should stick around for longer, but that's just a matter of tweaking the values. And you can lock up to 2 doors, and they will go away. And I have these working at all of the vertical junction points. Now, in the course of my testing, I have discovered that I'm not quite doing the detection of where the locked door should go exactly right. There's a couple details I still need to iron out, but it's really close to working right. And I'm pretty happy with what it's doing so far. There might be a couple other weird bugs with it here and there. But the basic idea is sound and seems to be working okay. So I'm real happy with it. It's doing pretty good. Another thing I've done is when you pick up all the coins, the exit doors open. And they say out, which the arcade game says. That's the best out I can do with an 8-pixel resolution. Just got to live with it. It'll probably blink at some point because it kind of does that in the arcade game. It's like blinking on and off really fast, so it's got like a semi-transparent look to it. I'll probably do that at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Now, nothing happens when you exit the maze, so I'm not going to do it. But both exits do work, which is good. I mean, in the sense that you can walk out of the door of the bank. Nothing happens. You just wander off into random memory, and who knows what's going to happen out there. But that functionality is in place, and it's looking pretty good. Now, as far as this game goes, I think the most complicated part is really going to be getting these locked doors to behave in exactly the way they should. And they do stop your movement, but they have the same problem that the green gates have, where that you don't start moving again when the door disappears. So that is something I'm going to need to work on. And there's another glitch here, too, where if you hold down the joystick button, it just keeps locking doors. It's like, here I'm going, right now I'm holding down the button, and if I move right, I get door there, door there. Shouldn't do that. I need to fix that, too. But that's, a fairly minor glitch. But that's about where we're at right now, and I'm really liking how this is going. I feel like I've got, I think, a lot of the hardest work behind me, in the sense that I have an idea how I'm going to do everything, which is always a little bit tricky. So once I get these vertical doors perfect, I'll start working on the horizontal ones and figuring out how they have to interact with the gates. And then I think it's time to start bringing the cops in. And I'm going to have to spend, probably quite a lot of time with the arcade version studying the 4 cops, because I know they have different behaviors, kind of like the 4 ghosts in Pac-Man. I need to come up with, a rough understanding of exactly how they move around and what they're supposed to do. But that's down the road a little ways. So my next video, I'm hoping, will have all of the doors in place, and I can show those off, and maybe even the cops. In addition to cops, I also need to do the center bonuses. They're the bonus items that appear here and above, behind the gates. There's bonus items. I need to do those. Scorekeeping and the end of stage stuff, which, it doesn't sound like much, but, the devil, as always, is in the details. But that's where we are, so I think I'm probably going to cut this video off for now. And stay tuned to this channel if you are interested in seeing more about this game as it develops. Thanks for watching.